Okay, Eihab Al-Mutabuli, 26-year-old heavyweight from Jordan, making his way to the ring. And coming in now to the ring from China, Wang Zhuan, 21 years old. This guy, keep an eye out for him. We saw him in Incheon just earlier this year, where he took second place. Vladislav Malshev, the referee. Third man in the ring, Risbayev, Castro, Pizarro, Foti, and Chinar are the judges for this contest. So Al-Matbouli from Jordan was in Chicago in 2007 for the AIBA World Championships, where he took 11th place after a loss in the 91 kilogram weight class to Yushan Nijati of China. In 2009 at the AIBA World Championships in Milan, he lost to John Mbamba from France. However, in 2011, just earlier this year, he took 6th place at the Asian Championships in Incheon, Korea, with a loss to who else? Wan Zhuang. And that means that this is his chance for redemption. It's a rematch from their bout earlier this year in Korea. Wan Wang in 2007 took 2nd place at the Asian Junior Championships, but then in 2011, earlier this year, in Incheon, he took 2nd place with a loss to Mohamed Gusan. So let's see if Zhuan Wang can maintain his supremacy over Al-Matbouli, or let's see if Al-Matbouli, conversely, can avenge his first loss to Zhuang earlier this year. And we're underway. Al-Matbouli in the red corner from Jordan, Wang in the blue corner from China. And Wang with a very impressive build, very impressive jab. He's strong, he's fit, he's young, 21 years old. He's already got an impressive resume. And Al-Matbouli coming forward, and there's a big left hand by Wang. He seemed to buckle Al-Matbouli for just a moment, and now Wang showing some good footwork as he evades danger in the corner. Right hand by Al-Matbouli, a left by Al-Matbouli, and Wang boxing the southpaw style, as is the case with many of the boxers in this tournament. Sticking his right hand out there, he's got a long reach advantage, and if he uses it properly, should be able to make this an easy one. Not that Al-Matbouli's an easy opponent, but that when you have such a long jab like that over your opponent, if you use it right, it becomes a very difficult weapon for your opponent to overcome. Well, let's see if he can. As Al-Matbouli is pushed back slightly into the ropes, they're now in the center of the ring, and Wang throws a left and a right, and the referee is going to issue a caution to Wang for using the cuff of his glove. Not allowed to do that, and he gets the caution properly now. Wang throwing out that jab, not really sure why he would waste his time throwing out the jab like that when he could throw it so much more authoritatively. He could use that jab as a real weapon. It doesn't just have to be a rangefinder. It could be a devastating punch if used properly. If he sets his feet right and puts his weight behind it and really generates the power as it should from his legs and not from his arm, then that jab could actually knock someone out. Al-Matbouli, on the other hand, is going to need to avoid that jab by using good body work, by using the defensive tactic known as the parry, by keeping his hands up high, and if possible, by continuing to circle around his opponent and also try and use his footwork to get inside the long reach. Will Al-Matbouli be able to put all that together remains to be seen, but we have 30 seconds left in this round. Down goes Wang to a slip, and the referee is going to basically have him wash his hands off on his jersey, which we've seen many times before. And Boxing resumes with 20 seconds left. Wang, light on his toes. He throws out a left hand and is quick to evade a right hand by Al-Matbouli. Al-Matbouli, to his credit, continues to press the action. He's moving forward. He slips down. Referee's going to caution, going to have him wipe his gloves. Wang throws a wild right hook, falls short of his mark. Wang, hands down, not a good place for them to be, and certainly not a good habit for a young boxer at the ripe age of 21 to get into, especially not at this world level. You look at the best boxers in the world, amateur and professional, they know to keep their hands up at all times. And the ones that don't, they're either showboating or they're going to pay for it somewhere down the road. Trust me when I tell you, hands up at all times. And here we look at some replay from the first round where Al-Matbouli starts to press the action just a little bit, but Wang doing a good job keeping him off with that straight right hand. Anyhow, it's 4-2. Wang over Al-Matbouli at the end of round one here at the AIBA World Boxing Championships in Baku, Azerbaijan. I am your commentator calling this action from ringside Castle Chalice, and as the referee gets ready to call the boxers to scratch, we're going to pick up with where we left off here in round number 2. Al-Matbouli from Jordan in the red corner and Wang from China in the blue corner. Here we go. Now Al-Matbouli looking a little more active with that jab, using his feet to get inside, and he throws a baby left hook on the clinch. And here comes Wang, and he throws that right hand. He's light on his toes. He snaps a left out hard, and a wild right hand, then a right hand counter by Al-Matbouli. Now both boxers seem to be willing to trade blows. And Al-Matbouli rips a right to the body, and Wang throws a wild left, and now it looks like action's starting to pick up here in round number 2. Al-Matbouli really trying to let him have it. He's seen this style before. Hopefully he took some pointers from their last bout in Korea, and hopefully he's learned a few things since then that he can apply here and now. Wang perhaps figures he's beaten this kid before, he'll beat him again, just do the same thing. While there may be some truth to that, he should not rest on his laurels. There's nothing that a boxer can't learn, or rather, there's always something for a boxer to learn. Even if they've beaten their opponent before, they could further strengthen their own skill sets. They could further try and exploit the weaknesses of their opponent, and Wang would be well served to continue to try and press the action and come away with a victory. You know, sometimes a boxer's confidence is based on the preconceived notion of his opponent. And if a boxer is known to just try and skate his way to victory with points, well, when you get a fresh-faced youngster in there who's not concerned about being knocked down, he's be willing to take more chances. And this is why, if a boxer feels that he has the opportunity to finish his opponent in dramatic style with a knockout, he shouldn't be ashamed to go for it. The very best, he gets an early stoppage and goes home for just half a day's work. At the very least, he puts a fear in his future opponent's eyes that he's got knockout power, and maybe the next time someone comes into the ring with him, they're going to remember that knockout punch that he applied. So Wang, if he could do it, go in there, finish it. Al-Matbouli looks like that's going to be his only way to finish it victoriously, is with a knockout, because he just doesn't seem to have the stylistic tools to beat Wang on points. He's the shorter boxer, he's the slower boxer. He seems to be, well, perhaps their balance levels are equal. Neither of their balances are really that great. Wang seems a little off balance most of the time, and Al-Matbouli seems to often plod forward to try and get in the right position instead of a smoother, more gliding approach. Just the same, if he does get inside, he may be able to really lay the leather. It just doesn't seem like he's got it. Here we're at the end of 2 rounds. Wang was up in the first. Wang's up even further now with a score of 9-4. So once again, Al-Matbouli finds himself on the losing side of a point margin against Wang Zhuan. In their first bout in Incheon earlier this year, Al-Matbouli lost 19-15 by a margin of 4 points, and that was in the quarterfinals. This is in the round of 16, and he finds himself down 5 points as opposed to the 4-point deficit that he lost to Wang earlier this year. So perhaps a very familiar, and not a very good familiar, but rather a bad familiar feeling that Al-Matbouli may be experiencing right now. Can he do something different? Did he learn from the last bout with Wang? Let's see. And as Wang now recognizes the lead, will he do what it takes to finish his man, or will he do just enough to win? They lock up in the center, and now Al-Matbouli is up against the ropes. The referee is going to caution Wang. There's a lot of tying up here, a lot of clinching. Not very many clean punches being thrown or landing, for that matter. And Wang is using his jab step now to jump in and out to keep the jab effectively in the face of Al-Matbouli, while Al-Matbouli seems very content with that, but doesn't yet seem to know how to get inside. And when he does, he's not really letting his hands go as much as he is just throwing baby check hooks, which aren't going to have any impact on Wang and likely won't even rack up points if they're not considered clean and effective blows. So there's a double uppercut by Al-Matbouli, which falls short of the mark being Wang's head. Wang comes back with a double right hand. Both fall short, and we're halfway through this third and final bout, or rather third and final round of our second to last bout of the afternoon. And here comes Wang with a nice right-left combination to the head of Al-Matbouli, and Al-Matbouli retreats as a result. And now Wang should really be jumping on this guy. He's got him where he wants him. He's got him retreating. He just landed a couple of punches. Keep the pressure on, but nope, Al-Matbouli turns the tide and comes right back, being the aggressor of sorts. He's aggressing with his feet. He's the aggressor with his feet. He's not quite the aggressor with his hands. That distinction would go, or that honor would go to Wang, who seems to be the busier fighter with his hands, while continually retreating from Al-Matbouli. So, looks like we're going to have a similar ending to this chapter as we did there last. Just over 30 seconds, Al-Matbouli loses his footing, slips on the canvas, and here comes Wang. And now Al-Matbouli, Wang again, the ebb and flow of two boxers dancing, at best a waltz, at worst a square dance. They're dancing nonetheless, and this is going to go into the record books much like the last one did. A points victory for Zhuan Wang from China. It doesn't matter if it's pretty or ugly, it just matters if it is. And especially with the stakes on the line being the 2012 London Olympics. You take it however you can get it, and that's what it looks like will be the case for Zhuan. So, as we await the decision from this second to last men's 91 kilogram round of 16 qualifier at the 2011 AIBA World Boxing Championships, I am Castle, bringing you the commentary from ringside. Again, we want to commend AIBA and the Azerbaijani Boxing Federation for doing a tremendous job. Total Sports Asia for bringing their expertise to the production quality, and all those aboard, making this a successful show. And there's the winner by a score of 12-6, Zhuan Wang. Congratulations to you. Congratulations to Team China. You guys are going to London. And just a little recap of the action. Looking back here, you see in round 3 that Al-Matbouli does what he can to try and apply the pressure, but it's just not good enough. And we shall await the final bout of this afternoon's session, which shall start to take shape in just a moment. It will be between Kazakhstan and Germany.